Every year at Congregation, UBC has the honor of bestowing our highest honor, honorary degrees, upon a select group of individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. We confer these degrees at graduation ceremonies to inspire you and to hear from these recipients. Ryan Holmes is one of these individuals, and I invite him to join me on stage to my left so we can read his citation. Ryan Holmes, let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Chancellor, from rudimentary beginnings growing up in the Okanagan Valley Farm with no electricity, Ryan Holmes emerged to become one of the icons of British Columbia technology industry. At the age of 10, he won a computer programming contest and received an Apple IIc computer, which was rewired to run off a car battery. He spent much of his spare time on that computer, both at school and at home. But at the same time, he demonstrated equal interest and ambition for business. He started his first business, a paintball field, while still in high school. Later, as a student at Okanagan College, he started a pizza restaurant and sold a franchise the same year. In 1999, he moved to Vancouver, where he taught himself internet design and development while working at a local technology firm. From there, he went on to found a digital media agency called Invoke Media, from which grew the renowned Hootsuite, a social media management innovator whose clients have included Facebook, HBO, the Virgin Group, and the administration of former U.S. President Barack Obama. Today, with headquarters in Vancouver, Hootsuite has more than 1,000 employees and over 16 million users around the world. His contributions to fostering innovation in British Columbia do not stop there, however, as in 2013 he launched an accelerator program designed to help other young, aspiring entrepreneurs bring their innovations to market and to foster further growth in Canada's technology sector. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his contributions to British Columbia's technology industry and of his support of young entrepreneurs to pursue similar aspirations, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Law, honoris causa, upon Ryan Holmes.
By authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, Ryan Holmes, the title and degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Holmes to say a few words to the graduating class. Ryan?
Wow, Dr. Holmes. Thank you very much, President Santo, Chancellor Gordon, the members of Senate, faculty and staff of UBC, graduating class, and guests. It's a wonderful honor to be here. It's kind of ironic that I am here because 20 years ago, I made a difficult decision to drop out of business school and leave my aspirations of one day becoming a lawyer. So today, with my honorary degree, I'm quite excited because I finally can start giving advice to my in-house counsel and all of the army of lawyers that I have at Hootsuite. I want to talk to you not about dropping out today because it's too late for that. But I do want to hopefully share some of my stories and with that, hopefully help align you in your career with something that I think is truly important, and that is pursuing your passions. As it was mentioned, I grew up off of the grid. My parents truly exhibited the quality of pursuing their passion. As teachers in the 70s, they left their teaching careers to buy a hobby farm in the Okanagan. This hobby farm was a chapter out of Little House on the Prairies. I grew up with goats and chickens and honeybees, no electricity, kerosene lamps, and a well. I soon discovered in grade 5 these wonderful things called computers, and these were truly my first love. I would spend all time possible playing with them. And so in grade 5, my teacher asked us as an assignment to write a letter to somebody that we wanted to be when we grew up. And I wrote a letter to a computer game developer whose name was Richard Garriott, and told him, Richard, when I grow up, I want to build computer games just like you do. He still owes me a letter, by the way. So there I am in grade 5, wanting to be a computer game developer when I grew up. So the next thing that I obviously did in high school was start a paintball field. I started the paintball field and ran it through high school. It was an amazing mini MBA. I learned a lot about all different aspects of business. And as I got close to graduation, I started getting a little bit of anxiety in high school, and I started talking to guidance counselors about what should I do when I grow up? How was I going to change the world? I loved the paintball business, but it wasn't of big enough impact. And so the guidance counselor came back with some really sage advice and asked me, what do I really love doing? And I knew in my heart what I loved doing. I had a passion for computers, but on the other hand, I couldn't see a clear path to making the big coin. I wanted to go make some money and buy a fancy car. And so I did what I thought I should do, which was head on a track towards business and ultimately law, and I could become a lawyer and get a great car. And so I went into university and started down my program. As I got into the program, I had an optional class and I took computer science. And in that computer science class, I loved programming yet again, and I got really deep into it. And the teacher in the class said, Ryan, what are you doing? You really love computers. And I told him that I had this plan to get into business and go make a bunch of money in law. And so I did that. And 3 years later, I wasn't happy. I wasn't where I wanted to be, and I wasn't doing what I wanted to be doing. And so I made the difficult decision to drop out. And then, doing what anybody that has a passion for computers would do, I started a restaurant. And I did that restaurant for 2 years. I had aspiration of franchising it and starting the next big Pizza Hut. It didn't last longer than 2 years, though. And after 2 years, this was 1999, I decided to sell the restaurant. And I decided to sell it because I wasn't passionate about it at the end of the 2 years, but also this big .com wave was happening. So I sold I sold the restaurant, and I bought a big computer, holed up in my apartment in Chinatown after I moved here, and learned how to code again. Learned CMS, learned HTML, learned all the web scripting languages that were really important at that point. And then put my shingle out, starting an agency. And this was the point where my passions, my true passions, started to really align with opportunity. And when that happens, it's contagious. Your customers see it, your team sees it, everybody sees it, and you have the easiest time getting out of bed. So through the agency, we continue to build applications until 10 years ago, we developed Hootsuite. And Hootsuite was really the beginning of what I would say real alignment with my childhood passions. So at 10 years old, I knew that I wanted to build video games. At a little over 30, here I am building applications. And so I think in looking in the rearview mirror, I could have saved myself a big, long 20-year journey by really getting aligned and thinking about what the young me wanted to do. And so in closing, I want to put this out to you all as you begin your journey of your career here. Something that I think is so cliche and so basic and painfully obvious, but if you want to be successful in your career and in your personal life, if you want fulfillment, if you want excitement, go and follow your heart and the rewards will come. Now, for some of you, this may not be the easiest thing. You may not know what that is, and I put the challenge out to you to be brave, to explore, and to try new things, because life is too short not to. And the path of following your heart may not be the easiest one, but I guarantee you it is the only one that is truly worth following. Thank you.